record to this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Anantara Golden Triangle and the Elephant Professional Lecture for this week. This week, a little bit of a change of speed. We're going to move away from the deep, heavy science and wild elephant following and everything we've been doing for the past few weeks. We're going to move back to the arty side of elephants. We're going to visit one of my favorite places to see elephants, which is Chai Lai Orchid up in Mae Wang above the mountain in the mountains of Chiang Mai, which is unfortunately closed at the moment due to COVID. And one of the things you can do there, in fact, one of the fantastic things, it's a lovely place anyway, but one of the fantastic things that they did during COVID to try and make sure that they were able to look after the elephants in the village is they set up an ability to take, or an activity where you could take the most fantastic portraits of yourself and your family with elephants, and you could then have those photographs for yourself, but also that became almost one of the major selling points. I think it's safe to say, Alexa won't mind, one of the major selling points of the resort was this ability to go up into these beautiful mountains above Chiang Mai, stay in a lovely place, and have these once-in-a-lifetime photographs with yourself and the family. We've managed to snare James de la Cloche, who is their key photographer, who is going to talk us a little bit all the way through, not only about the mountains, beautiful morning up in the mountains there, not only about Chai Lai Orchid, but mostly about how he takes these photographs with the elephants. So I won't say much more. I will just hand you over to James, and he has had more coffee than I have. He's just admitted. So we will pin him and let him go. Morning, James.
Good morning, John. Nice to see you. Very smart today. Very smart.
Thank you.
I'm in my scruffy gear as usual, of course. So hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I am James de la Cloche, as John mentioned, and I am at the very, very beautiful mountain resort of Chai Lai Orchid, which is unique for many reasons. One of which is it's totally a non-profit, and the money they generate from here not only goes towards the elephants' upkeep, but it also goes towards their foundation, Daughters Rising, which you can find out about later. That's not what I'm here to talk about. But I'm walking down now to show you the view that we have. And it's a glorious morning. We're very lucky. It's been raining quite a lot recently, and now it's absolutely stunning. So I just stop here, and I'm going to flip this camera over, hopefully. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And just give you a little orientation there. So, oh, there's an elephant. Hello. This is Seaboy, who is our favorite, top, wonderful elephant I photographed with for, well, in fact, ever since day one, which was hold on, you're going to see my ugly mug again. There we go. Right. Okay. So now we're going to walk over to a spot where I can stop and talk to you a little bit about how I take these photographs. And I'm not sure about maybe sometime after the talk finishes, I can send John some of the images we get today, so that he can post them so they're linked to the Zoom talk. Okay, right, here we go. So I'm going to sit down now. I'm going to grab the camera so I can show you what I got. And just bear with me. I put myself in a position, hopefully, where you can see me. Just hang on a tick. Are you still there? I'm here. Hold on. Let's point that upwards. Okay, there we go. That's better. So, a little bit about me. I've been a photographer for over 30 years now, and professionally for the last 9 years, since I moved to Thailand. The whole story with the elephant photography came about really by accident. I mean, in 2001, I went to Nepal, and I had an elephant experience, which left me feeling a little bit sad about the elephants, to be honest. I saw them being hit on the head with a hook and so on. And I thought, I don't really want to do anything with elephants because I don't want to add to that. But then, as I said, nearly 6 years ago, Alexa Pam, who is the founder of Chai Lai Orchid, reached out to me about a wedding they were going to be hosting. And she told me a little bit about it. And then at the end, she said, and there might be a few photographs of the couple in the river with an elephant. Would you be able to do that? And I thought, okay. So I think I actually popped out to Chai Lai, and after I met her and saw what they were about, I thought, well, okay, this isn't the same. This isn't the same as I experienced. And so I turned up with my camera, and it went really well, actually. My photography is not the same as it was back then, but it went really well. And then from that point on, I guess the first year was pretty quiet, maybe only 4 or 5 jobs during that year. Then the next year, maybe 20 jobs. And then suddenly we started to have this huge deluge when the doors opened, and the Chinese in tourism really kicked off after the movie Lost in Thailand. And then the year after that, of course, then the American market and the world market started to open up, and I was shooting, so many, like 2 or 3 shoots a day for people with the elephants. So everybody always looks at my photos and goes, wow, those are just wonderful. And to be honest, it sometimes surprises me as well, because I feel like I'm almost channeling an energy when I'm in the moment. And so that's the first thing I will say is, I am a meditator as well. And I find that my photography is very much akin to a meditation, in the fact that when I am photographing, I am totally in the moment. And that doesn't mean I'm withdrawn into the moment. I mean, because I'm talking to the mahout, I'm talking to my clients, I'm watching the elephant's movements all the time. And with nearly 6 years experience of elephants, I know, particularly as I shoot with the same group all the time, I know their habits. I know each elephant's habits. And as such, it's really interesting, because I can judge when they may be going to flap their ears, as opposed to having them flat against the head, or when they're likely to have the trunk curled up. And these things really make a difference to the photos, because if you just take an elephant head on with the trunk straight down and the ears flat against the head, it looks okay, but it's never going to look as great as when the ears are spread and their trunks curling up with a banana in the mouth or whatever. And it's those special moments that that I've learned to be able to capture in pretty much any situation. Now, I mean, regarding camera equipment, I've been using Sony mirrorless cameras for a long time now, actually, for, again, probably 6 years. So this is the A7 III, and I have the R3 as well. I haven't bothered to upgrade to the latest. I think there's an R4 now, but the A7 III is perfect for what I do, because the thing with elephant photography, to capture those special moments, you do tend to take a lot of photos and then weed them out afterwards, and that's another conversation, because post-production I have to be really quick at, especially when it gets busy, because I like to turn the photos around within, say, 48 hours, if not sooner. So you have to be able to get to the good stuff. And I mean, generally, all of the photos are good, but then there are the standout ones. And from a session, say for an hour session, I mean, there will be delivered perhaps 100, maybe 100 plus photos, which are really standout shots. And I always aim to give more than people expect, perhaps. And I have my particular look with the photos, the toning and the contrast and so on. And all of this has developed over the years. And it's something I really enjoy. I mean, I never get bored of photographing people with the elephants. It's a wonderful place. I love the people here. And I mean, I don't go around to all the other elephant camps and shoot because, well, there's only a few good ones, as I think we all know. If the right ones ask, I'll go. That's for sure. So, John, I'm ready for an invitation. So, also the great thing is Alexa, who started Chai Lai, is she's got an eye for style. So we've devised a few things for shoots, and one of the in particular is always very popular is the morning call. And morning call is, as it perhaps indicates, is the elephant actually comes to the room, not in the room. It's not the elephant in the room, but it's definitely the elephant at the room. And so we have a few props for that, like a nice breakfast, and you'll see shortly when I take some shots. So for this, there's generally two lenses I'm using when I'm shooting with the elephants. And for the morning call, really a 24 mil is really good with a full frame lens. So if you were shooting with anything less than a full frame camera, you might want to have something which is starting around the 17 mil mark. Now, I use, my go-to is really the 24 to 70 mil with an aperture of 2.8. So it's the G Master Sony lens, and I love that lens. It's been through a few wars with me, and it fell in the river once and was repaired, but it still is a wonderful lens. It takes remarkably good pictures, and this is very important. And it gives me the spread I need for the room shots. And generally, I mean, aperture-wise, I like to shoot quite wide. So like I might be at f2.8 or f3.5, sometimes f4, but it's artistic choice. And this is what I'm looking at. Now, the camera itself has remarkably good eye detection. So I use the auto eye detection for human eyes, this is. So its focus is generally pinpoint accurate on my subject's eye closest to the camera, which is what you always want to be thinking about. The ISO, generally I will set it so that I'm able to use a shutter speed of 0.05 of a second. Now, why is such a high shutter speed? Is because I noticed early on that with the elephant's flapping ears and the movement of the trunk, anything less than that, and you tend to get some motion blur. And although I do like, obviously, a bokeh diffused background, I do not like any blur from movement on these photos. It just doesn't look right. So it's a 0.05 of a second. It's a fixed ISO. So if it's slightly underexposed or overexposed, I can always fix that in post-production. But it gives me consistency. And for my white balance, well, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't matter so much because my process, I use a particular white balance value. So that tends to be the same through the batch of photos or through sections, because I might do a shoot at the room, and then at the tea set, which we're also going to use today. Then we have another thing with a bamboo hut, And then there's also the river, which I'm sorry I can't take you to. It's totally beautiful, but it's a little bit of a hike from the resort. So it's a good thing for me. I get to do some exercise. And but so I might set the when I'm doing the post-production, it tends to be that the value for the white balance, I will adjust it from my standard a little bit. When the river particularly, it just throws up a different set of light value, I guess. And so to maintain my overall toning and look, that's what I'm doing. So I have dialed into my camera my settings. So it was very quick for me. My standard setting, I just go to memory 1 on my camera and it's automatically ready to go for a photo shoot, no matter what lens I use. So I've talked to you about the 24-70 lens, the f2.8, which is the G Master. And I also love the 70-200 G Master. And that again is a f2.8 aperture value at the widest. And again, I'll be shooting with that, the same camera settings, 5. So everything remains the same, f2.8, 3.5, 4 sometimes, and all the other values stay the same. And I mean, the 70-200, why do I like that one? Well, I like to, I love the compression it gives when shooting, anywhere from, 100 mil upwards. So the 100 to 200 gives you a sort of it crushes the perspective and it just looks dreamy, it looks amazing. So if I've got the space and I will change over to that lens to get that if it's practical. If not, I can use my 24-70. It's not too much of an issue. And on the Sony, and I presume on a lot of modern cameras now, I can actually electronically crop the sensor so that it's not full frame. Now, by doing that, it will give you maybe an extra 30% on the zoom. So your 70 suddenly becomes 100 and a bit, and which is actually enough to cover most things. And most people these days are not printing their photos, although I do get requests for that, and that's fine. I always let people have print files if they want them, and I also keep all of the files. So I have maybe 50 really large hard drives these days with photo shoots dating back over the last 6 years. Yeah. We're being visited by an elephant, by the way. I'm just going to flip the camera over so you can see. Hold on a second. It's just she's come a little bit early. There she is. So she's having a bit of a munch. And just to show you, so this is in fact the breakfast area. I'm just going to wander around a little bit so that you can see it. The angle. She's eating fruit from the. I've forgotten what the fruit. What's the fruit called, Ty? These.
Oh, yeah.
We're having a battle with Seaboy this morning. This is young Mr. Pabo, who's her mahout, and has been on and off my mahout since the very beginning. Wonderful little guy. Love him to pieces. So yeah, it's this is the setup we're going to use. So I'm just going to find somebody to hold my my phone, and I'm actually going to do some live shooting. Hold on a second, just going to adjust. Oh, hello. All right. So you may not be able to hear me quite so well. This is really just demonstration. I will find the earphones if the phone will pick it up. I'm going to just experiment. Hopefully this doesn't break. You have to let me know if it does, but I won't be able to hear you. So hopefully, can you hear me? I'm hoping the answer is yes. Can you just check that?
Yes, we can hear you. James, we can hear you.
And we're just checking but the sound is still live. Bear with me. Well, let's say hello to Seaboy again. Yes, oh, it is. John just popped up and gave me the thumbs up. So that's all right. That's very good.
Go sit next to Seaboy.
Okay, so hold on. Here we go. We're going to swap that over. You can see, you can adjust that up and down there.
Say that
Yeah,
here.
this up and down like that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep it like that. So let me take that out. Take the glasses off and grab the phone. Okay. So try and bring it on to me. So Ty, who is our lovely model today. There we go. And she has experience, so this isn't quite the same. Normally I'm shooting with people who have absolutely zero experience of being a model. We're working with an elephant and we still get great photos, so this is an interesting thing. So we're going to start off with Ty. Actually, Ty, I think maybe sit up here for me. And we're going to put the breakfast set in the background. So this is the typical sort of setup you'll get if you're a guest at Chai Lai. And I am going to direct a little bit from back here. So Pablo, can you bring Seaboy, can you point her in this direction for me? That's it, that's it. That's it. So we just, critical is to get the elephant in the right position to start with. So, okay, so my camera is ready to go. Settings as I've talked to you about, and I'm going to be out of the picture. So you just look at the model and the elephant and see what we're doing. I think this is the food for the elephant here. Could you just bring that in?
Yeah, this way.
Because you can just feed her the, yes, that's it. So that's it. So, I'm presuming you can hear me okay off camera. We won't do too much shooting because obviously this is just a demonstration. So Mr. Pabo, you hide. Ty, I need you to move. Ty, this isn't any good for me. I need you over in that corner.
ให้ทีละเล็กทีละน้อย
Come on, see what? Yeah, you haven't seen that for a
ป้อน
while.
ป้อนทีละชิ้นก็ได้ค่ะ
So I need you to sit by that post there for me, please. That's it. And then let's just reposition the parasol. I'm going to reposition that a little bit in an artistic way. There we go. This can go here. So we've got a nice little set going on with a bit of fruit. Here we go. So okay. So Ty, I'd like you to hold the fruit high in your right hand, so that we get Seaboy in a nice.
Seaboy.
Yeah, that's it. So Bon. This one.
Seaboy.
Go and Seaboy, because she's just scoffed all of the other fruit.
Lower so she can see it.
Okay, that's it. Yeah. Seaboy, come on, baby. Seaboy, you are being lazy this morning. What happens when you're closed and she forgets?
ต้องซ่อนอันนี้ต้องเอาไว้ที่นี่หมดเลย
Okay. Once she's finished this, we should be back in it, right? Okay, Chai, careful of that camera. Okay, that's it. Whoa. Okay, now. That's it. So hold it right up. Don't let her get it. Yeah.
ต้องซ่อนตัวนั้นไว้ก่อนค่ะ
Move the fruit away. Normally, actually, we're working with sugarcane, but Seaboy is quite old and her teeth aren't that good at the moment. So we are giving her softer fruits. Whoa. Come on, Seaboy. Come on. Yes, that's it. Beautiful shot. There we go. So I'm not shooting super fast or anything, but I am shooting on repeat on the slowest setting. But I've already got the shots I want there. That's lovely. There we go. And she's good. That's what I'm looking for, is a good trunk position. The ears are fine in this particular case because obviously I'm shooting the side. I'm shooting the side on profile, and that's very nice. So maybe Ty, you can stand up for this, and that's it. Exactly like that. Now, the other thing I also ask clients is if it's for Instagram, because if it's for Instagram, then rather than shooting in a horizontal or landscape mode, I'll shoot in a portrait mode. So this, we actually need Seaboy to come in a bit closer. So we're just going to bring Seaboy in a bit closer
Bố thầy là
so
trẻ
that I can get a very nice composition for Instagram. That's it. So same principle, high up, that's it. You know how to do it. Very nice, very nice. And again, yeah. There we go, there we go. Nice, nice. So I'm always looking at that composition, how it's going to look. That's it. Very nice. Very good. Okay, so I think part one is good. Let me just change over. I'm going to take back control of the UFO phone. Hold on, here we go. Right, here I am. Now, I'm just taking it that you can hear me. We are going to change to our second shooting location, and it's not very far. The beauty of this resort is it's just 9 rooms, and all of which are beautiful. And we have like a central lawny area with beautiful trees, and we have a tea setup. And so we're going to change over to the 70 to 200 lens, because I have that opportunity in this case. Now I'm just going to hand the phone across because I'll swap the lens over. There we go. There we go.
Got it. Got it. That's right. Okay, Chai has it. Lovely. Well done. Seaboy, you eat, don't you?
So just talk amongst yourselves for a second.
James says his lens changed. Should we show the photographer changing lenses?
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Lenses is good. So this is the monster lens, which I love. It's a bit heavy, but having said that, it does just render fabulous photos, and that's what it's all about. It's my monster lens. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. So, okay, we're going to walk now over to the other location. I think we probably need that fruit as well.
Bring the fruit with us.
Yep. Follow me, follow me. I'm going to give you the rest. Okay. I'm feeling jealous. Where's Kai? Oh, she's already in position. She knows where she's going. That's it. So keep me in the shot there. Okay, so let's walk over here to start with. Thank you for being my assistant today. And so, as you can see, we've got a very pretty background here. In fact, the mountain drops off down there, and you can see the village below. Maybe not on the phone, I'm not sure, but we've got these lovely palms, got a variety of colors. We're in the shade, which I like to shoot in the shade or with the sun behind my subject. If you're in direct sunlight, it's never going to look that pretty. I mean, you get away with it sometimes. I've got some great shots actually of Thai with the sun directly on her, and that's okay, but you got to be on the money, if you know what I mean. So normally I'd put in the shade. So again, shooting time, early-ish morning up until maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock is good. And then in the afternoon, I like to shoot, ideally, I love to shoot around 4 o'clock, especially if I'm at the river, because the low position of the sun, the speculative highlights in the water spray, with the sun position behind the elephant and behind my client, always looks stunning. And we have a few tricks where we're putting extra water into the air. The mahouts are very good at giving everybody a bit of a shower. Sometimes the client, they're normally pretty cool with it. So they're expecting to get wet. They're in the water anyway. So, okay, now I'm going to move quite a long way back because this position demands. So can we get the elephant into the shot? Who have we got today? Kuntong. Buntong. Okay, so come and meet Charlie. Or Tiger. Charlie, you're wearing Tiger's hat.
Get the right one.
It's very confusing because Charlie and Tiger, his brother, actually look very, very similar. And normally it's Tiger who wears the hat, but today it's Charlie. Charlie's fabulous senior mahout, and he looks after all 6 elephants that Chai Lai have up here. And good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
Charlie speaks really good English as well, and we've worked together over the years so much, and he totally understands me. He's a good friend of mine now, and yeah, we we do anything for each other, I think. So, and this is this lovely lady here is Buntong. Buntong, good morning. Hello. Buntong is pregnant, actually, which is very good news. Buntong is 7 months or 8 months pregnant right now, so she's still got quite a long way to go. But she's a lovely elephant. She's not quite as calm as Seavoy, but she is beautiful and she has very nice ears, and I know her habits. So let's take her over to the shooting position. So now we're going to walk down here. And so, Charlie, if we can get Buntong on the same side as the seat, maybe looking in at the side, okay? Okay, and maybe we can get Seavoy on the other side. Yeah. Okay, so just bear with us while we reposition. My trusted lens, it's been used so much and I just don't have time to get it to the shop to get any repairs done. But the focus, the zoom rubber has now gone rather floppy. I must get some elastic bands around that. All of my equipment looks very, very worn because it gets used a lot. And I love it that way, actually. It's fantastic. Okay, come on, Buntong. Maybe, Chai, you can come down because I like to. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to direct. And we're going to get set up. So we try to get Seavoy here, and we try to get Buntong over here. Now, normally there'd probably be a couple, so there's a lot of friends that come as well, especially at the moment because I'm shooting mainly with Thai clients, and it tends to be that it could be a group of Thai friends or like a Thai family, so there might be kids involved as well. Just an added element of things that can go wrong in a shoot, but we always get the shots. So, okay, Thai, take a seat. Elephant's coming into position. And position is everything. I mean, it's so important. If the elephant's just not in the right position, the shot, technically it's going to look great, but it's not going to look great because I wouldn't be happy. So I work a lot with the mahouts to get the position. It's like now I see that Buntong is a little bit behind the chair. Well, I don't really want that. I want Buntong to be in front of the chair, just here. So we put some fruit here, Charlie. That would be great. And we want them to be quite in close to Thai, so that it's a nice grouping. And I'm going to go back over here now to do the shot. Okay, Chai, maybe come behind me. So this is pretty perfect now. This is looking very good. I like this a lot. I'm still shooting at an aperture of 2.5, 500 to the second. Now, Thai, that's it. Let's try and get that's it. So the mahout's out of the picture. That's it. High up with the arm. High up with the arm. Well, let them finish the fruit first, and then when they've got to that point, when they realize you're the only source of food. Okay, these are still nice shots. This is still quite nice. I'm waiting for the trunk to curl up. Buntong's trunk is actually quite nice and bendy anyway. Seaboy looks better with her trunk curling. As it keep looking up. So look towards Seaboy. That's it. Perfect. Perfect shot. Very good. That's very nice. So again, I've probably taken 5 or 6 shots to get the. Probably 1 or 2 in there which look really good. Yeah, lovely shot. Really lovely shot. That's it. Seaboy. Waiting for Seaboy. Come on, Seaboy. Seaboy, come on. Can you, maybe bring Seaboy a little bit closer for me? That's it. So, see, the shots do not happen by themselves. There's a lot of cooperation between everybody. And the team here are just fabulous. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, this looks very pretty. Very pretty. Very good. That's it. That's it. And the other thing, okay, right now. Couple more shots and then I'm going to talk to you guys again. I won't take the camera. Hold on a second. That's it. Try to bring Seaboy in closer for me. I need very close both sides. Charlie, can you get Buntong in a little bit closer too? So this is bearing in mind, hey ho, this is going to be on Instagram, and portrait orientation looks good. So I'm bringing the elephants in closer. That's good. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, right, now we're ready to shoot. Getting the framing just perfect. Subjects in the middle, the elephants are in the other 2/3 of the frame. That's it. Okay, so that's enough for the demonstration. So now I just did think of something else I was going to say. Can I pass you the camera and we'll swap positions? Hold on, I'm just going to change the orientation of the camera. Wait there. Tick, 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 tick. Ah, here I am again. Haha.
Okay, good done.
So let me just think. Lala, what was I going to say? Yeah, the communication is absolute key. So knowing the guys here really helps, and this is why it's very difficult to get the same shots for people who just turn up. Although some do a really good job, I've got to say, and it's always fun to see. Now the other thing is, as you can see, it's always difficult with elephants because they're moving around all the time. And these girls know what they're doing because they've done it a lot before and they love it. They get to eat lots and lots, but they still are, they've got a mind of their own. And it's always so much fun. And that's the thing. The very important part of the shots is to catch natural moments. I can't stand getting people to pose. So you see that at no point really during the shoots that we've just done, was there a set position. I mean, I'm just looking for those perfect moments. And that is very, very important to me. I do not like posy, unnatural shots. It's just not what I do. So that is a very big element to my elephant photography. Okay, John, I think hopefully that's given an insight into everything that I do. And I'm sure I've probably missed some stuff out, but I think I've got lots of information in there. Did it come across okay?
Yeah, brilliant. I think I don't have any questions. Can you hear me now? You haven't got your earplugs in.
Now hold on. I have a small problem. I'm just going to get the earphones because I can't hear you. Hang on a second.
I thought that was going to be the
La, 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 la.
technical issue.
The room we used, by the way, was room 7. Very nice, room 7. Highly recommended, room 7. Ah,
I will in a bit ask
with
Alexa. If
me.
Alexa, I just saw Alexa still there, so I will ask Alexa a little bit
keep
about
them.
Daughters Rising.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi, James. You can hear me.
Hello, I can hear you. Yes, my ears are big, but they just don't pick up from that far away.
Oh, no. You need to be an elephant. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I actually don't think I have any questions. Do you have any questions on Facebook?
Not yet, but Rebecca says she has a couple of questions, so I'm waiting for her to.
Oh, she's typing them. Okay, is Alexa still with you? Do you want to get Alexa to come on, give a bit of a plug for Daughters Rising and for Chai Lai?
Yes. Let's get Alexa. Hold on. Can I? I'm just going to give her
Not
the
that we're both of you or
earphone.
anything, but Alexa's.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I'll unplug. We might not hear you. But so just let's talk a little bit about Daughters Rising and how Chai Lai works with Daughters Rising and the whole thing.
We forgot you. For every photo shoot that people book with James, he donates 500 baht to Daughters Rising to support Karen girls' education.
Yeah, well,
he's a big supporter.
That's true. Big supporter. But tell us a little bit more about Daughters Rising.
Our Eco Lodge is a social business. It's a nonprofit, and we use the money from the guests not only to help the elephants, but to give scholarships for girls who are at risk of trafficking, ethnic minority and refugee girls from Myanmar.
There we go. John, I'm going to put the earphones back in. I feel like I need to hear.
Perfect.
So, okay.
Yes, I mean,
okay.
I mean, I have known she's being very modest and shy and everything, which doesn't sound much like Alexa, but you've obviously caught her on the I've known Alexa.
We're lucky to get her on camera at all. She's the shyest person I know. So, I mean, yeah, they've just, it's an amazing place and very unusual in the fact that it is, totally social business. And when they say profits go to Daughters Rising, it's pretty much 100% of the profits go towards Daughters Rising. So you can imagine it's been extremely difficult during the last couple of years, really. But we're still here. And whatever we can do to help is always the thing. I love to be up here, and Alexa, of course, has become a very good friend. So anyway, how can I help? What questions have you got?
Oh, not yet, but I actually have the question. You have the camera, that professional camera, but then
yes,
any question from people who use just the telephone, like mobile.
Sure. So, okay, so if you're just using a telephone, really what you need to concentrate, I mean, of course, a lot of phones have very interesting portrait modes now, which sort of fake what a real camera does, and pretty convincingly. But the really important thing to concentrate with a phone, I think, is the composition. So laws of composition, if you look at me now, so this is a good composition, right? So I'm in the foreground. I'm in the first sort of 2/3 of the screen. Seavoy's in the other third of the screen. So think in thirds, and you can read about this on Google, the rule of thirds and how to use it. And that's a very good basic instruction for people just using an iPhone or a Samsung or let's not plug any other phones, any phone brand. So yeah, that's what I would say about phones. And to be honest, if I'm not actually professionally shooting, I use my phone all the time.
Cool, thank you. Question from Rebecca. She said she grew up in family of photographers, and she have now Fuji X100S. Is this great with the f-stop settings? But how do you know to expect the settings?
Okay, so it's a good little camera, actually. I have one somewhere where I haven't used it for a while. It is a great camera for the f-stops, and you can get quite low light photography with that camera. Actually, for the settings, though, I think again, if you look for the elephants, if you want to be photographing elephants with it, look at that minimum shutter speed. That's really important, the 500th of a second. And if it's a fixed location as opposed to wandering through light and shade, then I would say, so set your aperture probably 3.54, and then just adjust the ISO so that you're getting the correct exposure. To taste, as they say in cooking.
Another one, I think I have the same problem with her. How do you deal with humidity on the lens?
Humidity on the lens only tends to be a problem if you're coming from an air-conditioned room to the outside. So if you know you're going to be shooting outside, put the camera outside first, let it warm up. This is, yeah, I mean, I learned that very early in my life in Thailand. And I had a shoot where it was, oh, hold on, everybody, just wait 5, 10, 15 minutes while the camera warms up. And so, you know, a lot of people here actually have special cabinets that they keep their cameras in, like a dehumidifier, like a wine cabinet, basically. But I don't have one, and I've actually never had a problem in the 9 years that I've been here.
Thank you. There are no more question from Facebook. Thanks.
Okay, well, that's great. And anybody can reach out to me once this is finished. I'm on Instagram as DLC Photography. I'm on Facebook as, I think, the same DLC Photography. And my website is dlc.photo. So anybody wants to contact me and ask questions, I'm more than happy to give some free advice.
And DLC standing for De La Cloche, by the way, just to
De La Cloche, indeed, the longest name in the world.
Oh, there we go. We're posting it up for you as well. Yes,
thank you, John.
I don't have any questions my side. Just a little bit, I guess, on. Still want to talk a little bit about the elephants and Daughters Rising. So Daughters Rising is Alexa's, the foundation Alexa's been running for a long time, which has broadened from what was a training and coffee shop to doing all sorts of amazing things in that village that you're in as well, but also setting up. I think it was. Hopefully, well, obviously it's not running now, but hopefully it can restart. The only female Karen-run travel agency taking people on tours up into the Karen villages and up in the hills.
Absolutely.
Very much focused on empowering Karen women in the community in which you're living and in which Alexa lives. The elephants.
Absolutely.
Carry on.
And providing funding for, I think at the moment there's at least 15 girls in full-time education. So anything from university in Bangkok, CMU. So I mean, it's a proper job. I just have the biggest admiration. It's quite incredible what she has achieved.
Yep. And elephant-wise, a lot of people wonder, and I suppose I should ask you the elephant in the room, if you like. And it's a question you get a lot, and I'm going to make you answer it first, and then I'll attempt to answer it as well. Isn't this just exploitation of elephants for photographs?
Yeah, wouldn't you just like to think that? No, it's not, because obviously the elephants' work over the last century would have been logging, and that's a hell of a lot harder than having a few photographs taken and getting fed. This is a great way to produce income to actually feed the elephants, because when you think that a full-grown elephant is eating 250 to 300 kilograms a day, that's substantial money, and they've got to earn their keep. Now, I mean, we all hate the old-fashioned camps, which seem to be now disappearing rapidly, where the old model was put as many people on a chair and go round and round in a circle. And, you know, ecotourism with elephants is a wonderful way forward. Now, there's not enough forest in Thailand to sustain all of the elephants that there are in the wild, as we both know. And so when they can live and work in such a wonderful location and are treated with love and kindness every day, this is a fabulous thing, and they are the happiest elephants. They really are. I was the first one. I didn't want to work with elephants, as I said earlier in the talk, and it's only because of Alexa and what she's achieved, because in their original location it wasn't the same, and they didn't have control of the elephants, whereas now these 6 elephants are totally under the control, and they're just so happy. And we don't see hooks here. Of course, at nighttime they have to be tethered, which is normal, but everything else is perfect. And the biggest achievement was rescuing Seavoy from the other location, which is fantastic. Seavoy is nearly 60, a bit like me. And so we need kindness. And I've got better teeth than her, though. We need a set of dentures for her, John. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to have to mash her food soon, I think.
Funnily enough, I was talking to Alexa earlier in the week about some of the things we do. So Dr. Nisa, our vet, who you met as well,
yes,
is on the case for geriatric care for elephants. And I'm actually writing some guidelines I'm copying, pasting some guidelines for geriatric elephants into
fabulous
IUCN guidelines as part of my homework, which I'm too long doing, but I will pass that on. So yeah, that's going to happen.
Wonderful.
And worth pointing out that yes, the old Alexa, they got into elephants in the old location. They were a coffee shop setting, a coffee shop and resort.
It was a resort as well. Yes, it was
a training place that was next to an elephant camp, and they got into elephants purely to give the elephants a bit of a break, because they saw the elephants working too hard in a very bad and unsustainable tourism model. This location, which they for various reasons had to move to, the beauty of this location and having elephants here is up in the mountains. This is where the elephants would be anyway, so they're supporting elephants that were in the village, rather than bringing elephants in we bring elephants in for the purposes of looking after them on our patch of land. They're looking after elephants that were already here, and this is a way to make sure that the elephants can stay in the forest and stay with their people without going out of the village. So it's a lovely setup.
That's it. And I mean, the elephants that are here have, at least 2 of them are rescues from the village, because they ran out of money. They were being left alone. They were hardly getting anything to eat. And now it's amazing how well they've gelled together as a family, because again, I think we both know that not all elephants get on well together, and we're very, very lucky. We've got a really good setup. It's you can feel the love. It's good. Okay. Oh, I just wanted to say, I have people might have spotted I have this love and light on my T-shirt, and that's not because of any other reason than I particularly feel that a great photograph comes from the heart, and you got to love what you're doing to create that sort of art. And the light, of course, is without light we don't have any photography. And so it also feels like my philosophy on love and light. If you can live your life like that, you're feeling good. And I do. I feel good every day. I love it.
I can't top that. That's the best way to end, except to say, when it opens again, do go up to Chai Lai and have your photograph taken as well, so the money goes to Daughters Rising. And I did note that it would come here, but we'd have to make sure that we make a donation to Daughters Rising if that happens as well. But I can't beat
that would be great.
Can't beat finishing on love and light. So I will say love and light. We will see you all.
Love and light to you as well, John.
See you all later this afternoon.
Bye, everybody. Thank you very much for